7 a.m. now on our Friday morning. Welcome to Up with Krem. I'm Jen York. We want to get right to breaking news this morning. Level 1 evacuations are in place in Warden after a massive industrial fire. So take a look at the map on your screen. This is about an hour and a half outside of Spokane. So late last night, a potato factory caught fire, forcing about a third of the town to evacuate. And this morning, crews are still working to put out that fire. And this morning, we do want to welcome Kyle Foreman with the Grant County Sheriff's Office to Up with Krem to talk about the situation overnight and what new information we have this morning. So hi, Kyle. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, good morning, Jen. So the fire was reported about 5:30 yesterday evening as a fire in the dehydrator inside the Washington potato processing plant in the town of Warden. Fire units arrived and noticed that the fire had extended quickly to the structure. They summoned more mutual aid. Ultimately, overnight, that mutual aid grew to resources from all across Grant County, as well as some from Adams County. There was a concern about around 8 o'clock last night that a large ammonia storage tank may explode that caused resources to go door to door to a good portion of the town of Warden to evacuate those people in case that tank did explode. Thankfully, it did not, and people were allowed to return to their homes early this morning. Firefighters are going to remain on the scene until the fire is extinguished, and that will probably be for several more hours. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and we appreciate the citizens of Warden cooperating with law enforcement during the evacuation.
Of course, Kyle, this evacuation was a pretty big process. From what we understand, it sounds like first responders went door to door to get people out.
That's correct. So we used a reverse 911 telephone system to warn residents. We also used our social media and other mass notification systems to get the word out. And thankfully, we had a lot of law enforcement and fire resources already in Warden. So when the request for a level 3 evacuation finally stood up, we had plenty of resources who were able to go door to door, and it expedited the process sevenfold.
And Kyle, we're taking a live look at the scene this morning. Fire crews obviously are still there. Do you know what they're facing this morning and how long they should be on scene?
Well, they'll remain on the scene until they're comfortable that they can leave. What I see on your screen is the ladder truck from the Freighter Fire Department. It's 95 feet tall. It's casting water from its master stream nozzle from the elevated platform, which means that it's dumping somewhere around 750 gallons a minute, I would imagine, between 500 and 750 gallons a minute. That's a lot of water going into that factory. So they're still trying to hit the core of the fire, and they'll be there until they feel comfortable that they can leave.
And we were talking about the concerns about this hazmat situation. Are hazmat crews on the way to the scene? Are they there? And what does their investigation look like?
So what's going to happen next? They've continuously monitored any of the hazards associated with the facility. That included the ammonia tank, and there's other chemicals that are involved in processing. Incident Command was assessing those throughout the night. I'm not aware of any additional resources coming in as far as hazardous materials, but they're certainly monitoring those, and if they feel that there's some risk, they'll summon the needed resources.
And when we're talking about evacuations, it sounds like right now level 1 evacuations for Warden. Of course, people just need to be aware of the changing conditions. Do they need to be prepared for any developing situation? Should they be prepared to evacuate again?
I think right now they can feel comfortable with being inside their homes. If there's any risk or future risk, we'll certainly get the word out. However, that's not anticipated that there's going to be any future evacuations.
And Kyle, I don't know if you're able to speak on this. Of course, Warden, a fairly small town. We're talking about 3,000 people or so. That plant's got to be a huge employer. Do you know what that looks like for the community?
So I don't know specifically, but I can empathize with the community. A town the size of Warden, about 2,800 people. That's certainly any loss of a business in a town that small is certainly going to have an economic impact. And we certainly will be there to support the town as they try to rebuild and recover from this incident.
And as we, final question here for you, Kyle, as people are watching this develop, if they want more information or need to be in tune with any changing situations, where should they look?
Best place to look is on the Grant County Sheriff's Facebook page. Our handle is GrantCo Sheriff, GRANTCO Sheriff. We'll be posting information throughout the day. Updates will come less and less frequent because of the incident is under control, but we'll be posting whatever information that we get onto that so the public is aware of what's going on.
I guess I have one final question, snowballing off that. I know we were expecting an update before 10 a.m. this morning. Is that still on?
It will be. Whatever new information we have, we'll be able to share this morning. But as of right now, I don't expect it to be much more than what we've already discussed, simply because the fire has now been brought under control. What will happen next is firefighters will conduct an investigation, but I don't expect there to be much more dramatic updates this morning, but we certainly will have something to share.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much for getting up early. I know it's been a long night for all of our first responders.